So I just wanted to record this video because I think it's quite important. It's something that needs to be addressed. And it's essentially about entertainment or what we consume on a daily basis. Maybe movies, maybe TV shows, maybe news, or anything from social media. The thing is, most people, majority, are completely unaware of the harmful effects that it's causing us. And I want to go straight to a story so that you have a better understanding of how this harmfully affects us. Any kind of media that we consume. And there's a personal story. So, my grandfather, he's quite old, he's in his late 80s. So, it's gotten to a point where recently I actually went back to my native place. I live in Bangalore. So, I went back there to Kerala. I was there for around 10-15 days. So he, on a regular basis, he reads the regional Malayalam newspapers. He watches the news on a very regular basis, day-to-day basis. He watches the news and then movies. He likes all these action, violence movies and all that. Okay. So and then I was there, and I was there with my sister also. So we both went there, and I have my cousin brother. We both are almost the same age. So me and him, we go out on a regular basis here and there just for fun. So when it comes to my sister, even she's like 3-4 years elder than us. So we always plan to go out together, right? So it's gotten to a point where my grandfather, he's actually very hesitant to let her go outside the house. He's very hesitant to let females, just hang out with us. Even though, like, we're completely, the both of us, me and my cousin, we're two completely grown up adults and we can take care of ourselves and the people we're with. But still, he's very reluctant. He's hesitant. He has a lot of fear in his mind. And the more, when we have this conversation with him, why, what's the problem? His answers were always on the line of, oh, the people will come, they'll kidnap her, or people will try to do this to you, do that to you. And then the more and more I spoke to him, I got to know that it's basically because of the media or the information that he's taking in, that he's consuming on a regular basis. If you open your newspapers, there's nothing happy, there's nothing good, there's nothing positive to the mind that you read on newspapers. It's always flash news. Someone died there, some bombing happened there, some murder happened there. Because again, that's the revenue of the newspapers, that's the revenue of the newspaper companies. They need to shock you, because only when they shock you, in your system also there's a hormonal change, and that will hook you. So you start getting these dopamine effects every time you read a newspaper. It's like a flash news. So every morning when you read it, you're craving for something new, something exciting. And most of the time, this excitement usually comes from negative news. And that's why people are also addicted to action movies, violence, because it creates a change in your body, which is not good in the long run, which will get you hooked to that. And so my grandfather, on a very regular basis, he keeps reading newspapers, he watches news, and even on the news, what is there? It's murder, it's negativity, people killing each other, this party, someone killed, and it's all bullshit, bombings, this, that. Okay? And the more you watch it, the more, in the beginning, it's all okay. You think, like, oh, I just want to gain information, I want to know what's happening around the world. I'm completely against that. What's the point in you knowing what's happening around the world? Huh? Is your life perfect? Is it exactly how you want it to be? If so, if you have your entire life in order, then okay, once in a while you can get information, news, or news and all, see, just 2 minutes, 3 minutes, just scroll through your phone or even newspaper, understandable. But once in a while. But consuming it as a daily habit for like 15 minutes, half an hour, 1.5 hours, where you're literally studying every news and going in depth into it, it'll literally alter your mind. And the more and more you read and study about these negative things, the more it tunes your mind and your body to go into a state of fear. The more you consume this, the more you think, oh, this is how the world is. You have a completely messed up perspective, a fear based perspective about the world. And it gets to a point, like it happened with my grandfather, it gets to such an extreme point where even if you're just going outside the house, there's a lot of fear. And it's gotten to a point where, like in the night around 8, 8:30, 9 o'clock, they live in an independent house in Trivandrum in Kerala. So it's gotten to a point where just 9 o'clock, someone, two people, they just walk outside the house, outside the gate, just through the road. And if there's some noise, my grandfather, he instantly looks out the window. And it's gotten to a point where he thinks like they're thieves trying to come into the house. Because this is all he reads in the news. And this is all he sees in movies. Do you understand? It's all negative and it's tuning your mind to become fearful of the world. See, having a healthy understanding and a healthy perspective about how the world works is good. You need to know the realities of the world. I'm not saying it's all sunshine and rainbows outside. No, the world is a nasty, negative, brutal place to live in. Okay? But you, as a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. You can't live out of fear. Because if you live out of fear, you will get to a point where you're scared to get out of your house. And can you live that way? No, it's impossible. And the more you live that way, the more you go into that dark hole. And that's not the way to live. You need to know how the world works. You need to be capable how to deal with it. And you go about living your life properly without being scared of things. Now, the entire point of this video is to let you guys know that always have a check on the kind of information you consume on a day-to-day basis. Be aware of what you're taking in through media, especially newspapers, news channels, and more importantly, movies, TV shows, and right now, social media as well. It's all created in a way to hook your mind, because only if they hook your mind, they can get a benefit out of you in the long run. Because all of these companies, organizations, they are there for profit. They're not there for charity. They don't care about you as an individual. They need profit. And for them to, how will they profit? They need you to be hooked as a customer. They need you to take in their content on a regular basis. So they will do whatever it takes for that. They don't care about your well-being. They don't care about your mental peace. They don't care about any of that. They just care about profit, and they just care about getting you hooked on it. And how do they do that? With extreme content, with negative content, with content that completely changes your adrenaline the moment you read it. Why do you think in news channels, when you watch news channels on the TV, it's always breaking news in red or a flash? Why do you think that is? Why do you think it? Because the moment you see that flash, it instantly gets your attention. You're hooked. And what is in the breaking news? It's always something like, oh, terror attack here, terrorist bombing there, someone killed someone, a politician died there. It's all fear instilling things in your mind. And you keep watching this and you'll end up in a point where you're scared of the world and scared of people. So, my friends, next time, any kind of information that you're consuming through any source, it doesn't matter. Now that you've seen this video, just be aware of what you need to take in and what you shouldn't take in. Now, I'm not talking about leave everything, don't consume content at all, delete all your social medias. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying do it healthily. Understand what's right, what's wrong. Understand what is limited and what has exceeded a limit. Consume everything in a healthy limit, very briefly, once in a while. That's healthy. That way you have control over your mind and you have control over what you're taking in. But if you start building a habit, it starts becoming a craving. And then every time your mind wants more and more because you've gotten hooked to it. And then you'll keep on going into it back to back to back, where you lost control of your mind and your mind has gone into a fearful or negative state. So that's the end of the video. I just wanted to let you guys know the harmful effects of any kind of entertainment or any kind of information that you take in through a media channel. So just be aware of it next time you consume content.